Luke, welcome to IMpower. Great to have you here. Thanks for joining us. You have a focus on digital, obviously, and how have you seen digital or blockchain-based finance and investments develop over the past couple of years? It's been a fast evolution, hasn't it?
It has,
really?
yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think that there was the kind of focus on Bitcoin as a response to the financial crisis, an alternative to using banks' networks, and then people started getting really interested in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then a whole myriad of coins. I think the last time I counted, there was 9,000, and then I looked the other day and there's, 100,000 or something, right? So there's been a big proliferation of cryptocurrencies, let's say. And I think that some of the early adopters in this space were very interested in how they could invest and make money. It's a very volatile asset class, so it's really interested for high frequency traders and for some alternative hedge funds. I've certainly seen a lot of hedge funds established purely for investing in crypto and giving returns to their clients on crypto. We've seen a few traditional asset managers launch crypto funds. Some of them have got CME futures in there, others have got physical. They're often distributing it via ETPs. But now, and I'd say this has been happening over the last 2 years, 3 years, there's a real shift to this technology. What can it do for the financial markets infrastructure? And that's really where we're interested.
Absolutely. I mean, what are the aims of asset managers who are looking to introduce more digital technology into their investment operations at the moment? What are they saying to you?
Well, first of all, it's really important that we don't say, here's some great technology, then let's go and find a problem. Okay, it's what's your business strategy? What problems are you looking to solve for? And is this technology suitable? Okay, so that's the starting point. I would say that blockchain helps deliver on two, if you like, fundamental strategy points for an asset manager. And that is one, increased efficiency, super important, so bring down the cost-income ratio. And two, increased asset utility. So if I've got this fund and right now people can just invest in it and sit in it, that's boring, right? What else can this fund be used for? Because that makes it more attractive, and it also injects, if you like, secondary liquidity to that. So asset managers who are very focused on, let's say, low fee income, high volume, vanilla funds, which you typically see in retail space, there's a shift towards higher fee income, more complex, more interesting fund structures, but they are complex. So you need technology to solve that complexity, so that's the efficiency point. And you need to have increased asset utility, so there needs to be an efficient secondary market. The underlying asset will probably remain illiquid, real estate, etc. But if it's wrapped up in a smart contract as a fund or whatever, then you can have that secondary trading and that liquidity there.
With all of that in mind, are there any sort of investment vehicles or types that you did start to touch on it there that you think are likely to benefit the most from this?
Yeah, I think it's, look, I mean, where do you start, right? The world's your ocean sort of thing. I think that private markets are really interesting, mainly because right now you'd have to be able to invest millions, have it locked up for many, many years, and that capital might not all be deployed. And it might actually be stagnant for a few years and then only partially deployed, right? So not really attractive for average people like myself, right? Whereas if there was a way I could access those without going through an expensive feeder route, then that would be highly attractive and appealing. And I feel that there are a lot of private equities or private market fund managers that are really turning to this technology. And we've seen, we look at the news, we've seen quite a few of them have launched funds. These are real funds, live, with real investors. And I feel like it has the potential to be a real game changer.
So there's going to be completely innovative new products, basically.
Yeah, and I think also adding on to that, okay, so I've got 4 children, they're all sort of through uni and about to go to uni. The way that they invest and what they're looking for in their lifestyle is completely different to what I was taught by my parents, right? So, I'm a pension fund kind of guy, but they want to buy assets that give them a return, but also give them a lifestyle return as well. And I would say underpinning that, ESG is a given, right? They don't want to invest in a petrochemical company, right? That's just not their scene. But they want to be able to have an investment that gives them a return, but they can also strip out of that a lifetime experience, be it sitting in the front stage of a concert or whatever it is, that sort of thing.
So you talked there and touched there on what the end user is demanding more and more. How influential do you see that being? And what do you see as the greatest opportunities in terms of marrying both what's good for the asset managers and the end users?
Yeah. Well, I mean, So I'm a great believer in peer-to-peer, but I also feel like we've set up a market infrastructure partially to add controls and good governance. So we've got to be very careful that we don't have people investing in products and risks that they don't understand. So that's got to be there. But I feel like there's a lot of intermediaries, and this technology brings a way of sort of condensing that down. So I feel like the investor and the investment manager come closer together. But likewise, and we just talked about funds there, likewise, borrowers and the investor can come closer together. You know, the number of companies that have actually launched on stock exchanges has steadily decreased over my time in financial markets over the last 25, 30 years. Whereas pre-IPO funding, you know, it's been a bit bouncy, but it's steadily grown. So I think this is kind of an interesting paradox that we're in now, where people are looking for that different type of investment.
So just finally, what do you expect to be focusing on over the next 12 months now?
Yeah, well, for me personally, given that I work for State Street, it's essential that we can provide institutional grade custody services around digital assets. It's also very important that we can help our clients, which are asset managers and asset owners, deliver on their strategic goals. And by that, we can provide them with the technology and the platforms and the connectivity to the market. So tokenization and custody, they're two key or core tenets to our strategy.
Luke, great to hear what you have been looking at and are looking forward to. Thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you for your interest. Thank you.